we're back. I originally didn't plan on doing a vlog from here this year, but I was tempted because I realized there's a couple of new attractions here, and you know, it's a CNE, why wouldn't you? I managed to get a good deal. If you're a Toronto native, then you definitely want to get the Presto Perks, as it'll get you the same deal that you can get pre-CNE admission sales, like pre-event actually starting. We're on the giant wheel, one of the new attractions here at the X this year, and really part of the reason why I'm back. 10 tokens to ride this ride, even though it is you know, very similar to the one in Niagara Falls, the Niagara Sky Wheel. In fact, it is the exact same manufacturer. However, it is crazy busy here at the CNE today, so we're going to enjoy as much as we can. Try to get on every ride that we haven't, which is only the 2 left after this one. If I decide to go on that giant slide, I might. I did get on it on a separate trip. I apologize if you can't hear me over the air conditioning, as it's pretty strong and rather welcome on a day like today. The Midway, as you can see, is below us, and there are 3 attractions, of which one I'm already on that were not here, or I was not able to cover last year. You can see the second down, the new KMG ride, which I'm really excited to get on. And as you'll notice, it is busy here at the CNE today, and it's a Monday. And it's not Labor Day Monday, it is the Monday before Labor Day Monday. It is quite a wild crowd here. The CNE is pumping today, and it is great to see it back to its original pre-you-know-what glory. Amazing sight lines that you get from this ride, as I already said. But I'm already enjoying just getting this random coverage from the Skywheel. Wheel. A nice ride, but 1 rotation around. 10 tokens. Wow. Get yourself a ride all day pass if you want to get on that, because I don't think it's really worth it if you just get the tickets. Yes, you do get stopped along the way in the first revolution as you unload and load the cars again, but that's pretty pricey for what is. Just to give you a comparative basis, there is no other ride that costs more than 6 tokens other than that one. So I guess it's all about the view on that particular ride. All right, let's carry on. If you want to see on-the-ride POVs of all the rides here that I don't capture today, definitely check out my vlog from last year, as I covered everything to the point of a detriment to my health. So yeah, definitely won't be doing that today, but I'll try to get as much as I can. It's going to probably be more of a night vibe to this vlog. I'm not really going to cover the food building. I'm not going to cover everything comprehensively like I did the last time. I'm just going to try to pick out things that are new to this year, available in the evening, and obviously stuff that I didn't cover the first time. Probably not as long, but who knows? It's CNE, it's very unpredictable. All right, let's go into the fray. CNE.
But remember, it's a happy land. Not like you're getting stuck up in a Lakers store. We're not Scarborough. Yeah. So 3 charges, 1 way, 5.
Any size, any prize in the game here, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone you want, anyone you like here, guys, the very first time you do it. Win it. Watch right here, guys. I'm going to show you how to do what he just did. You only got to do it one time. Never win it. Just to extend. You have to get to that bottom. You get 1 game for $10 and 4 for 20, and when you empty game at the fair, that'll show you how to win our teddy bears. And if you can do it 1 time, I'll give you any prize. Any size, any prize in the game here, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone you want, anyone you like here, guys, the very first time you do it. Watch it here, guys. I'm going to show you how to do what he just did. You're only going to do it 1 time. You want to pick it up?
Evacuation happening. Okay, we have left the Midway now. I tried to get as many nice shots during the sunset as I could for you all to enjoy. And as again, if you want to see on-ride POVs of those rides during the day, definitely check out my vlog from last year. It is so crazy here right now. I can't believe how busy it is. We're headed back to the main gate, as you can see ahead, because there's a beer fest and craft beer and food festival that is at the other end that we're going to check out right now. I included a little bit at the start of when I actually got here, which was this circus event, which is just ending its second show, or actually last show over the evening. There's certainly a lot of live entertainment going on at the CNE this year, I'll say that much. And dude is killing it. So funny.
I know.
All right, well here we are in the beer festival. You have to get tokens and actually get any food or beer in this section, but that's not actually true because there are bars with card service, which kind of threw me off when I first got my tokens. So, what do you have? Well, pretty much every craft truck in the Toronto area, and including every craft beer truck as well. For a very healthy offering, however, I will say, average price $13 for a can of beer / pint of beer.
All right. You get to choose your age or weight, gentlemen, not to be within 2 years, up or down, or 3 pounds up or down. What do you want me to guess?
I've never been here this busy before. It's crazy. So I'm just like, I can't get on the chairlift because the line goes almost to the Prince's Gates. So I'm gonna try to get on some lesser attractions, try to get on something. Going back into the craziness of the Midway, we'll manually go our way across the other side of the CNE and then make our way back. Hopefully it'll be a little less busy because we're talking like half an hour waits for any ride right now. Madness. Without question, my favorite addition this year is the classic flyer sign. Yes, this coaster closed at the CNE in 1991, and I have been on it. More than a few times, as a matter of fact. One of my rare credits. I'm very proud of. I actually miss it a lot. It was a great ride. Wasn't one of the best wood coasters out there, but certainly one of our best. Managed to find the Withrow Common Gallery, of which an exhibition of classic moments from CNE Stadium features. Let's check it out. Echoes of entertainment. See if I can find a show that I've actually been to. Because, yeah, some of these date back to a certain time. Robert Plant, 2010. Okay, I was about to say, he looks pretty good for 2010 in that shot. It is 1985. That's more appropriate. Got some smoke here. Tina, R.I.P., R.I.P. Roger Daltrey. Unfortunately, I do know most of these acts. In fact, I probably know every single one of them. Huey Lewis in the News, Iron Maiden. I started this vlog at the bandstand, technically. This is way more in its heyday. Still a free concert. I'm pretty sure that is Louis Armstrong. Jackson 5, 1971. Stay tuned on this one. The Osmonds. 71, 72, 75, and 78. Workhorses. Actually have like some hidden ones here. King of Rock and Roll. The Band, R.I.P., Robbie Robertson. The Who. Now, this is kind of what I remember from when I was a kid. Queen, 1980. And we're getting closer to my days. In fact, we've jumped way ahead to 2022 and 2022. Gordon Lightfoot, R.I.P. Wow, we've lost a lot of people this year. Marianas Trench, 2022. Definitely not one of the classic. I would say that this room is not representing the best shows that happened. In fact, the 3 best shows that ever happened in the CNE so far, I do not see a picture of. Let's do a little investigation. A little annoyed now. Sammy Davis Jr., 1980. 1980 was a big year here. Diana Ross, 79, 83, and 91. Sonny and Cher, 72 and 73. And Ray Charles in 70 and 92. All right, as far as I'm concerned, the best shows that ever played here have not been shown. So let's see if we can find. I'm gonna go on record. The 3 best shows possibly, or at least in the top 10 of all time of that venue that used to stand right behind this building. The Victory Tour of 1984, Jackson 5. Pink Floyd, 1994. The Division Bell Tour. And of course, probably the best show ever to take place in that stadium is Zoo TV Tour by U2 in 1991. Kind of ridiculous that none of that is represented. I think it was 1992 when it actually did the stadium tour here, but that was one of the most incredible shows I've ever seen, if not the most incredible show I've ever seen. So the fact it's not represented in that exhibit, or any 3 of those, it's a little bit weird. Anyhow, we're gonna move on and get to the other side of the X, we're going to move our way back as promised, and hopefully it will die down a bit. I don't think it is. It's crazy here at the X. We have reached the boundary, the western boundary known as Dufferin Gate here at the X, which there are two main gates for the X. The Dufferin Gate is actually, I feel, a lot more romantic for people and simplified. It used to be far more luxurious than the current arch that we have today. In fact, it was at one point as impressive as the Prince's Gates, but unfortunately structurally they had to replace it. And of course that would be the way that you get here in from Dufferin Street. Now when you come into the park at this side, you're going to be confronted with the children's area. Again, if you want to see some on-ride POVs in action from this area, definitely check out my vlog from last year, as I covered as much as the operators would allow without giving me too many weird looks, which was definitely appreciated at the time. I've never seen lines like this at the CNE, even in my childhood. This is the line just for the Polar Express, all the way in the back that you can see. It is crazy busy. And like I said, I don't even know what it's going to be like on, say, a weekend with this kind of crowd on a Monday. Just want to give some insight that the chairlift line that you see here on the left is almost as long as the ride itself. It just keeps going. It's almost to the gate. I think you know where we're headed in this vlog. It is massive. I made a big mistake not getting on those rides earlier when they had somewhat reasonable waits. Much more that the line is actually bending around now. It's bending around. Tucked away here next to the automotive building, having another craft beer here back at the Craft Beer Festival at the front gate of Prince's Gates. Probably the end of my experience here. It's just a little too crazy today. Can't get on anything without almost an hour wait. You saw the wait for that chairlift. I'm actually very surprised how popular the CNE has become again, but that is a great sign. It doesn't really matter that I'm not getting on any rides really today, other than the massive Ferris wheel, which is definitely the highlight attraction of this year. Yeah, unfortunately not getting on X Drive and not getting on the Outlaw coaster. That'll have to be for another day. I've been on Outlaw before. It's only X Drive. I've never been on that particular ride before, so I was looking forward to it. Did get in line, but it's a little too crazy. Now, when it comes to the Craft Beer Festival, I did buy 10 tokens, which was $30, which is a little bit of a hack because some of the stands, it only costs you 3 tokens for a beer. Most of them are 4. So, and then there's a couple that actually, it's only 2 tokens for a drink like a cooler or a seltzer. So, if you want, you can actually get a great value here from the festival because it kind of works out to about a little less than $10 per drink when you're paying for $13.50 odd outside of here. And also another little thing, everything that you pay for now, the card machines are prompting you to tip 30%, 25% just for one simple exchange, which is kind of crazy. So if you come here, you can get your tokens and you kind of get away with not having to tip exorbitantly at the various stands. We still have not left, and as I said, there's a couple of new things to show you. This building is now clearing out a bit. There's a planetarium. I kind of wish I'd actually done this. And then there's the selfie hallway, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'll be doing, even though the selfie studios in Niagara Falls. Look for that vlog coming up soon. I'm not actually gonna cover this selfie stuff because I think it's kind of silly sometimes because it's really just art. But this is the end of it. It's a lot less busier. When I came through here earlier, it was almost impossible to actually get through this section with people stopping to take their photos. We are in the planetarium.
Since the dawn of civilization, humans have kept track of the movements of the Earth, Moon, and sky. As the years go by, stars remain fixed, constellations remaining unchanged over a human lifetime. But there are dots that shift across the sky, some in only a few days, others through the years. The ancient Greeks called them planets, meaning wanderers. Humans today have a far deeper connection with the planets of our solar system, thanks to incredible spacecraft, technology, and telescopes that allow us to discover the solar system for ourselves. Let's venture from the sun outward and explore everything we find along the way. This is the story of the planets. At the center of our solar system lies the sun. The sun is a giant nuclear engine, like 1 million nuclear bombs exploding every second. 99% of all the mass in the entire solar system is contained within the sun. The remaining 1% makes up the planets. The sun radiates light and heat. And if we could hear the sun, even at 150 million kilometers away, it would sound like a jet engine that's right next to our ears. Maybe it's better we don't hear it. Earth is a blue marble, a water world. We think most of this water arrived from ancient comets left over from the formation of the solar system. Earth's moon formed not long after the Earth itself, through a giant collision, or so we think. Today the moon is a cold, airless world, pockmarked by craters. The moon is accessible to everyone, no matter where you live on planet Earth. You can explore its wonders. For the first time in over 50 years, humans will return to the moon as part of the Artemis missions, with Artemis 2 launching in November 2024. Our next stop is planet Mars. The red planet is only about half the size of Earth. Its red, rusty soil hides the fact that it is a cold, dry desert planet with an average temperature of minus 60 degrees Celsius. 4 billion years ago, Mars had as much water as the Atlantic Ocean, but the powerful rays of the sun caused it to evaporate. And today, most of the Martian water is frozen underneath the surface. Because of its watery history and close proximity to Earth, Mars is the best place to search for life. Don't expect humans to go there anytime soon. Even if we could, it's still a 2-year-long trip in outer space. As we venture from Mars and the inner planets to Jupiter and the outer gas giants, we pass through the asteroid belt, and the largest among them, the dwarf planet Ceres. The asteroid belt was thought to be the remains of an ancient planet that was pulled apart due to Jupiter's gravity. On to the largest planet of our solar system. Jupiter currently has 93 moons, the second most in the solar system. The Juno spacecraft is currently flying around Jupiter, moving in very close to take amazing images, and then moving far away to send that data back to Earth.
Also featured in the vlog from last year, which I must say, I think it's not as good as it was last year, is the Gnome Walk. Gnome Village. I certainly remember it being a little bit more ornate last time, but the gas pools are cool. But yeah, I remember it being a bit larger last year. Maybe memory does not serve me well. Well, that's how I remember it. It's still pretty cool though. Colorful. Welcome to the CNE. So something definitely happened on the Polar Express while we were gone. As the police have it all closed off. Let's investigate. I'm not gonna lie, we're leaving here. Well, we want to have a little bit of an investigation and see what exactly transpired, because certainly something crazy did. I'm guessing a fight broke up out on the ride. A lot of people on cell phones, a lot of people explaining things. Definitely a fight broke out on the ride. That's gotta be disappointing to the people that were waiting the entire time to get into this ride too, so. Well, this is probably not a better situation to indicate how I'm going to leave the CNE now for 2023. Only having got on one ride, it's chaos. I don't know what's happened. It's so popular, which is a good thing. I'm going to go have another beer. I'm going to say that's it for the CNE this year, and probably for a couple of years, until they get something new. Well, that's good night. Do not begrudge me, fans, for not going on any rides, as it's now 10 o'clock. Most of these stands are closing in the markets, and the line for the Sky Ride alone is still wrapping around back through this intersection as I identified before. It's crazy. Wrapping it up here from the CNE 2023, obviously outside of the X now. This is probably one of the wildest experiences I've had at the X in a long, long time, considering how crazily busy it is. It's Monday, a week before Labor Day, and I still didn't get on anything other than one ride. So that's pretty wild, but that's a great result for the CNE. Thus, I'm very excited for the future of this event and for North American Midway Entertainment, of which this is one of their major events, because yeah, when we were worried about a couple of years ago whether or not the future of this particular event was under threat, I'm gonna have to say, based on the amount of people in there right now, that there should be no concern about the future, at least for the next year or two or three, or hopefully ever. It is a great event. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to experience it quite to the level of what I would have liked, However, a lot of similarities from, say, my visit just last year, so I'm not entirely heartbroken, other than getting on a couple of rides, but their waits were so exorbitant. I tried to capture as much as I could of the atmosphere and everything that was going on, but being here on my own and doing what I do, generally I'm not too much of a fan of sticking around on my own in crowds of that size. It is a great event. I definitely feel like if you haven't been here before and you haven't actually experienced it recently, you definitely have the incentive to come now, because even without actually having done it, X-Drive, the new Ferris wheel, Outback, there's a lot of great rides here. The Midway is a little less than what it was previously as far as the offering is concerned, so yeah, that's a little bit worrisome. But yeah, some of the rides are getting older and they're being, I guess, replaced by newer rides as they, it makes sense to do so. So yeah, unless there's a huge amount of rides next year, hopefully maybe a new ghost train, because the Haunted Mansion needs to go. It is the worst ghost train in North America, and it needs to go. That's without me even actually being on it. As I try to do this extra, you can see how crazy it is here at the Prince's Gates. Definitely enjoyed it for what it was. It's a weird experience because I did the X with doing only one ride, which is not normally what I would do, but it is what it is. And I actually had an all right time. I wouldn't say I had an amazing time, but like I said, if I hadn't been here last year, I probably would have had a lot more to enjoy, but there was a lot of repetition with what was offered, say, even in 2019 and 2022 to today. So that is what it is. You're gonna have some repetition with the fairs, so that's fine. I just feel like for myself, there'll probably be another couple of years before I come back. But for yourselves, if you haven't been here in a while, definitely check it out. If it's not too late in, say, the 2023 season, it should be worth it. Although I fear how crazy those crowds are going to be on Labor Day weekend. My prayers are with you. Okay guys, that is the CNE 2023 here from First Drop, as best as we could. Thanks for dropping in.